today and for helping our women in crew understand successful negotiations. I know you are an expert. I know you have given us many great ideas today. But what I wonder is, could you share with our crew audience some of the most successful tips you've seen in really good negotiators? What do they do that distinguishes them from others?
It's a great question. As I observe great negotiators, both men and women, across industries and across geographies, what I see as being a very common characteristic among the very best negotiators I know is that they are really great listeners. They really can hear the other side, understand what they're saying, and make sure they communicate that they're listening. So it's such an obvious thing, but to be a great listener to me is one of the key differentiators between great and just very good. So we talked about it a lot today in our class to say, probe, ask questions, investigate a negotiation. And to me, that's all part of the toolkit for what great negotiators do. I also think that great negotiators are aware of the importance of preparation. And again, it seems fairly obvious, but a lot of negotiators that I observe, even in very high-stakes situations, they will wing it, and they will assume that by going with their instincts, going with their gut, they can just get things done. No, in my experience, the best negotiators that I know are very careful and disciplined in their preparation for the overall process, which means oftentimes sitting down with your team in advance and whiteboarding who are the parties, what are the interests, what are the best alternative to negotiate the agreement for each party, and to be very disciplined and systematic in that through is what I see great negotiators do.
What would you like our women to know about gender bias and how we overcome that?
Well, it's a very deep area of research and education at Harvard and lots of other schools around the country. In a nutshell, we find that men are more likely to view a situation as being negotiable than do women. And this is, I think, a very important finding to be aware of as both men and women, to ask yourself, is this a situation which I should perceive as a negotiation, or something where I should apply the toolkit that I've learned in my standard negotiation classes? In general, women are less willing to advocate for themselves. And so one of the things we talked about today was putting yourself in the role of advocate for others, whether that's your organization or your family or for society overall. Putting yourself in that mindset makes women, on average, more comfortable negotiating on their own. So those are some things we talk through in that mindset. When you, let's say, want to negotiate for a higher salary, to be aware that you can characterize it as, it's not for me, it's for my family, it's for my overall context that I'm negotiating the outcome. It's not for me personally, it's for a much broader purpose. So that to me is both true and a useful framework.
I love it. I think it's really the truth.
Yeah.
And it's often not something we stop and think about. But I really think you've done a great job for us here today. And is there anything you'd like to say to our sponsors, our audience, of all the folks who are interested in crew? What did you learn from being with us today?
I was really impressed, not just impressed, but blown away by the quality of the discussion, the energy in the room, and I do think I learned a lot. I learned a lot about individual women who we've met over the course of the day, and I've gotten to know a little bit about how they've built a career in some very male-dominated arenas and done so very successfully. I've learned a lot about some of the issues that women face. I knew about it in general terms, but to hear some of the anecdotes was both troubling and inspiring to hear how women have overcome those challenges. And I think overall, it was a really fun day for me as well. So I thank you for inviting me to come and talk to the group of people.
Well, we thank you very much, and we cannot say enough good things about you. And you will continue to hear from us because we would love to be able to have you do more with us.
I will. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.